Okay, I ran out of time in my last video. I want to talk some more about Ron Wyden's town hall in Grants Pass, Oregon yesterday. That was canceled very quickly due to protesters at the event. Now, I definitely try to attend any of my senators, both Ron Wyden and Jeff Merkley's town halls that are within a 2-hour drive of me, but Grants Pass is more than 4 hours south, so I was not at this event. I appreciate Rogue Indivisible tagging me in their videos about the town hall yesterday. Now, the name Grants Pass might be familiar to you because there was a Supreme Court case last year, Grants Pass v. Johnson. If you would like to know more about it, you can find a video on it on my YouTube. My 20-year-old who wants to be an attorney works in homeless advocacy, and she actually took some time to sit down with me on my YouTube and talk about this case. Part of her opinion was included in a brief to the Supreme Court about it. If you're watching this on YouTube, I will also have a link in the video description to the work she's done covering this case for her job. Southern Oregon is quite conservative, and the city of Grants Pass passed ordinances that would levy civil and criminal penalties against homeless folks for camping. In the past, the Supreme Court has said criminalizing status is an Eighth Amendment violation, but the uber-conservative, Christo-fascist majority on the Supreme Court sided with the city of Grants Pass, and we are watching the consequences of that ruling play out in Washington, D.C. right now, and the Trump regime is absolutely using that ruling to their advantage. I said as soon as the ICE crackdowns began happening that it would very quickly progress from immigrants to homeless people. Anyway, back to this town hall that happened in Grants Pass yesterday. Senator Wyden began his town hall and very quickly was interrupted by about a dozen pro-Palestinian protesters. According to a press release from Wyden's office, the president of the community college that was hosting the town hall decided to shut it all down because they felt like it was a safety concern for the 250 or so constituents who were in attendance who were not protesting. I want to show you now a clip that I didn't have time to show in its entirety in my last video. It's from the Indivisible chapter down there in Josephine County in Grants Pass, Rogue Indivisible. Please watch the whole thing and then let's come back and talk about it because I found it quite concerning. So I have seen multiple folks stating that that gentleman in that suit who looks like he is shoving the pro-Palestinian protesters is a member of Senator Wyden's staff, but I have not found a credible news source who can confirm that. I want to say here that under no circumstances is it acceptable to lay your hands on another person in a setting like this. One of the reasons that I advocate so strongly, not only for nonviolent resistance, but for anybody in the pro-democracy movement to learn de-escalation techniques, to take the time to educate yourself about how to effectively intervene in a situation where emotions are running really high so that you can take the temperature down and safely resolve things, is because situations like this are all too common, and we absolutely can learn to have the emotion regulation and build the skills to de-escalate that situation rather than escalating it. Never, ever, ever put your hands on another person in a situation like that. That is not help. Didn't help the senator, didn't help the constituents at that town hall. getting up in each other's face, touching other people. No, no. I'm going to be talking more about this in the coming days, but everybody needs to have de-escalation training. Everybody needs to skill build around nonviolent resistance. I guarantee you both that person in the suit and the protesters want to stop fascism. I guarantee in other circumstances, those folks would be aligned in many ways. And yet we saw adversarial positioning in which the whole situation escalated. And thank God, I don't think anybody was hurt, but the town hall had to end. The constituents did not have their voices heard. And again, I don't know that that person actually was from Senator Wyden's staff, but if they were, then the rapport, the relationship between the senator and his constituents was damaged because of that interaction. The stakes are really high. Our liberty is on the line. People are being starved to death. And again, not just in Palestine. I think it's important to continue to draw attention to the fact that we are effectively doing nothing to stop what is happening, and the Trump regime is actively facilitating it. That's why several days ago I made a video where I was in complete agreement with framing what is happening in Gaza as Trump's famine. Famine is not just like a food crisis where people are going hungry. Famine is an intentionally manufactured human rights violation. It is entirely preventable. It is done on purpose to starve people. And that's what we're watching right now. I can say all of this now because TikTok's new guidelines don't come out until September. So while I can, I'm going to keep saying it. People in Gaza are starving. Elon Musk and Donald Trump ending USAID has taken away 80% of the world's food and medical aid from Sudan. They are also experiencing a famine, a man-made crisis, where people are actively starving to death every single day. The longer this regime is in power, the more people will die. It's not just the loss of our rights here. It's not just that people are dying in the United States. It's not just that hundreds of thousands of immigrants are being targeted for an ethnic cleansing. It's not just that trans folks are trying to be erased from American society. It's not just that homeless folks are being rounded up, that the Trump regime wants to put them in forced labor camps. It's not just that more and more pregnant women are dying, especially Black women, y'all. The rate of maternal mortality for Black women, in childbirth or experiencing a miscarriage has doubled. It's not just that our children are no longer getting an education. It's not just that millions, tens of millions of Americans are losing their health care. It's not just that more people are going hungry here in the United States. Donald Trump and his fascist regime are harming the entire world. So of course, people's emotions are really, really high. I would love to know what y'all thought about what happened in that meeting, in that town hall, and then what you think could have gone differently. I'm also just going to push it one more time here. Please watch in the following days and weeks about skill building, trainings, educational opportunities, because y'all, we have to get real smart, real quick, real educated, real quick, real skillful, real quick. Not only so that we as a resistance against fascism, as an opposition against fascism, can more effectively unite and not splinter, and that so we can all be effective in reaching our goals, but also because it's not just Democratic politicians and protesters who are going to have negative interactions like this in public. It's also us and the fascists. It's also us and law enforcement. It's also us and the National Guard. It's also us and MAGA chuddies. And having those skills of de-escalation, of understanding how to regulate our emotions and how to use effective communication, it's going to be more and more and more important in the coming days and weeks and months. So again, thank you to Rogue Indivisible for sharing these clips. If y'all want to see all of the clips from that town hall, please go follow their TikTok. I would love to know what y'all think about all of this. These are such difficult issues to wade through. And again, if you're so inclined, if you want to know more about my concerns about Ron's position around Israel and Gaza, please go watch part 1.